which includes United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, and UK. So in certain country, and now we are earning that amount, 5 lakh, 6 lakh, 8 lakh. They offer more in terms of salary to the RNs. Just be mindful, the expenses, the living cost of living over there is quite high. As a $7,564 monthly wise, then $1,586, and then your net pay Australian RN or a healthcare or a aged care or pays to the RN. Australia and New Zealand, their policies are somewhat same, policy or new rules, working less and then pay more. The real RN salary of you will always be paid for the extra hour. I've really liked that kind of culture. Kia ora, tishtilek. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. So I know it's been a long since I've uploaded my last video in my channel, but today's video is going to be very, very informative, especially for those nurses who are pursuing their dream to become a RN overseas. Now I totally believe that there are a lot of RN who are still working or studying. They might be pursuing to be work in other overseas, not only in New Zealand. So for them, I just thought of making this vlog so that they could get a gist about what they could expect when they are planning to work in certain countries. So in today's video, I'm going to be discussing one of the top countries where most of the nurses nowadays are pursuing their dream to become a RN and want to work there. So I wanted to tell you the basic or the idea of salary, how much you can expect when you are planning to work as an overseas nurse there. So I have chosen some of the few countries, which includes United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, and UK. So to all of the nurses who have requested me for this video a lot, so I thought I'd just do this today because of my night shift and other works, because I was a little bit preoccupied, so I couldn't do it. Nonetheless, I'm here today, so I just don't want to miss this chance and wanted to let you know, guys, that this is the salary which I am explaining in today's video will be based on 10,000, 7,000 RN real salary. So be mindful that the salary which I'm going to discuss might be a little bit different from the other hospitals, but you can expect that it can be more than that, but nevertheless, because the salary which I'm explaining in today's video is as I mentioned earlier, that this are the real RN salaries which they get on their paydays. So please be mindful, and just to let you know, guys, that I have jotted down everything in one small note. So please bear with me if I look down and take a little bit reference from the note which I have written there. So I'm going to be explaining everything about it. Please do not skip the video, because this video will be very informative for you guys. So at the end, I'm sure you're gonna get something out of it, and I hope that this video is or will be helpful for you. So without any further ado, let's get into it. The first country which I'm going to talk about in today's video will be United States of America. So just to let you know, guys, that being a overseas nurse, when somebody tells you, your colleague, your friends, or whoever is that, when they tells you that yes, we are working in certain country and now we are earning that amount, just be mindful that they aren't getting the full amount on their hand, which we take as a which we say as a net pay. So just to let you know that when they say like they are earning 5 lakh, converted in INR, when they say like 5 lakh, 6 lakh, 8 lakh, just be mindful that there are a tax deduction which happens on your payday. Now I know that you're aware that there will be a tax deduction, but trust me, when I came here and when I work here as a RN initially, I did knew that, in my mind I did have some kind of information. Yes, there will be a tax deduction, but when I saw my pay slip and the amount of tax which was deducted, I was a little pissed off because I was like, I work, for so many hours that fortnight, and then at the end of the, payday, I'm getting only this. So I was a little bit taken back because of the reality check which I got here. So just to be making you aware that, these kind of things to keep in your mind when you are pursuing to become a registered nurse in as an overseas. So now in the country United States, there are a lot of provinces. Okay, so in today's video I'm going to be discussing only two which gives the highest amount of wages to the RNs, which is New York State. So New York offers a best salary in terms of all over the I would say, United States provinces. So this is one of the particular states which offers the best amount of wages to the RN. They offers for the RN their monthly. Now, I believe that one of my friend who's still working there as RN told me that they are also getting a pay check fortnightly, which is every 2 weeks. So that is also followed in New Zealand as well as in Australia. Now I'm not sure about the other countries, but these are the countries which I'm sure that they offer fortnight salary to the RNs. That you will be offered 7,255 monthly, and the nurses can make up to $10,711. So that is on a monthly basis. Now, as I said at the beginning, or the median salary will be starting from the 7,255, and now it can reach up to $10,711. Now that totally depends on your education level. In United States or anywhere, your tax deduction always differs from 1 month to the other, because the amount of working hours you work, especially if you work for more than 80 hours, your tax deduction will be a little bit more than what your usual tax is deducted. So just be careful, or just be thinking that your tax deduction, the percentage of your amount tax deduction will be differ from 1 month to the other. In such case, if you're earning $7,255 monthly, your tax, you will be paying a 27% of your tax, and then your take-home pay or your net pay will be 73% there. Now in the United States, you pay a lot of taxes. Now suppose you have to pay a federal income tax, you will be paying state income tax, social security, Medicare, state disability insurance, family leave insurance. So all of those tax will be deducted from your wage, from your salary, I would say. And then the amount, the total tax which you will be paying based on the salary which I've discussed, $1,957 you will be paying just tax, and your net pay will be $5,298. So that's how you can calculate that, how much you can expect to pay them during or at the time of your payday. Talk about yearly, nurses there makes up to $79,941 to $1,22,206. So as I said, it depends on your education level or the experience you have during the time of your working period. So that's the thing about New York State. Now the second state which I will be discussing in today's video will be California. Now California is one of these states which offers the highest amount of salary to the RNs. In state of California, the nurses earns there from 7,564 monthly up to 11,341. Now they offer more in terms of salary to the RNs. Just be mindful that you will also be paying a high amount of tax over there, because the expenses or the living expenses over there is quite expensive. Because I do have my one of my friend over there, and she lives there more than 10 years, so I do have a gist about cost of living over there is quite high compared to the other states or other provinces. So that's why California do offer a good amount of salary to the RNs as well. Now, if you talk about yearly basis, you will be earning from $90,762 to $1,30,000 $6,087. Now that's also totally depend on your experience. All right, now in this, certainly if you take your pay as a $7,564 monthly wise, then you will be paying a 28.8% of tax, and your net pay will be 71.2%. Now in that, you will also be paying a federal income tax, a state income tax, social security, Medicare, state disability insurance, and your total tax pay will be $2,181 from the amount or from the salary which I've mentioned, and your net pay will be $5,383. So that's how you deduct your tax, and then once you get a real pay on your hand, which is take-home pay, then you start doing the other expenses, which is your groceries, your other living expenses, your shopping. That totally depends on you, how you manage your financial or how much you spend or how much you save. That's totally up to you. Now the second country which we're going to discuss in this today's video is Canada. So in Canada, the nurses over there earns from $6,061 monthly wise, then they make up to $7,313 monthly. That's also depend on your experiences. And the yearly wise, if you see there, they make $72,735 up to $87,750 yearly wise. So in there, you will be paying a federal tax, your provincial tax, your Canada pension plan, tax, and then your employment insurance. So all of that will be deducted from your pay, and then your total tax, the pay which you will be paying, the percentage will be 28.8%, and then your net pay will be 71.2% among the salary which I have mentioned. Now in that, suppose if you go with that salary, the total tax which you will be paying to the government will be $1,746, and then your net pay will be $4,315. So that is your actual pay on your hand, which you will be getting on your payday. Now the third country which we're going to discuss is none other than Australia. So in Australia, you can expect that RN there gets a 6,900 monthly wise and can make up to $9,057. So over there, I do have a just about the nurses over there somewhat getting a kind of same salary as in New Zealand, but obviously they do have a little bit of currency wise, if you see there is a little bit difference from Australian dollar to New Zealand. So that's how it will be a little bit differences, but in terms of salary wise, it's almost same, because I do have a friend over there a few months back told me that actual salary wages thing which she has shown me, it's somewhat kind of same with the New Zealand RN standard salary. So that is why if you go yearly wise, the RN there makes $82,805 yearly and can go up to $1,08,689. Now over there, they will be paid fortnightly, same as in New Zealand, but the tax which you can expect to pay to the government will be 23%, and your net pay will be 77%. So in that, if you see, you will be paying income tax to the government and your Medicare. And after the amount of tax deduction which you will be paying to the government will be $1,586, and then your net pay will be $5,314. That's how you will be getting your take-home pay salary as a Australian RN. Now, country is none other than New Zealand, of course. So I have worked in New Zealand for almost a year, which I've just mentioned in my small clip in my Instagram video. And I do have information about how much the RN earns here, what are the allowances, what are their payroll, and how much they can expect more in terms of salary wise if they work in a DHB. So DHB is District Health Board, which is considered here as a government hospital. So they pay a more than what the usual RN, or I would say the other other private hospital or a healthcare or a aged care or pays to the RN. So in DHB you can expect them to pay you more in terms of salary wise, and at the end there are a lot of benefits in DHB if you work there. So the problem is with the DHB, it's hard to get a job over there right now because they have increased the salary to a extent that which Australian RN used to get. So Australia and New Zealand, their policies are somewhat same in terms of health wise. So whatever the Australia implement a new policy or new rules which will be followed by the New Zealand government. So they go hand in hand, same wise in terms of whether it's immigration or whether it's a healthcare policy. So it's somewhat related, kind of same. So that is why that in New Zealand there will be a lot of benefits if you work in DHB hospital. That's why I mentioned in my clip that there are a lot of allowances which you will be you will be happy because their working hour is less and you will be paid more. So it's a win-win for the RNs because we know like how hard we work, and then at the end, yes, we do get paid, but you feel better if you work less and you paid more, right? Working less and then pay more. All right, so that is the thing. Now in New Zealand, you can expect the RN here earns from 6,600 monthly, can earn up to 8,000 in a monthly basis. So now here we are paid fortnightly, which is 2 weekly, and then in here in New Zealand, the RN earns from $72,000 to can go up to 92 or 98 as well. Now that is somewhat depends on the level of education you achieve. Now if you have a bachelor, you can have more experience, and then you can earn more, because the more experience you have in New Zealand, your payroll will be increased in terms of your experience. So that's how you can take a benefit of that. And also if you do a further study, or if you achieve a master or something more or higher level of education, your pay will be more than what you can expect, exactly. So there in New Zealand, the total tax which you will be paying as per the salary which I've discussed is 22.9%, and net pay will be 77.1%. So the tax pay which you will be doing now in New Zealand, we pay ACC, which is Accident Compensation Corporation, which is kind of helpful when you are sick or when you are at a state where you can work. So government will be giving you a subsidies that you can avail during your sick or a time when you are unable to work or go to the or resume your work. So in New Zealand you will just be paying tax and ACC. So after that, the salary from 6,600 you will be paying $1,513, and then your net pay will be 5,087 on your hand. So that's how you can expect that after the pay, because honestly, if you see the salary which we discuss is obviously more, but at the end what we are getting on our hand, that says a lot, or that explains a lot. So for us, what matters most is that how much we are getting on our hand. That is, the something which we can say that I have earned that amount of money so far. Then only we can say, because tax paying is fine, but you can't consider the amount of tax which you're paying is your take home pay, right? Because you're not paying for yourself, you're paying that amount of money to the government, not for yourself, so you can't do expenses, from that. So that's the thing. Now talking about the next country which we are going to discuss is Ireland. Now in Ireland, there the RN obviously paid in euros. So if you consider the RN there gets 3,845 euro monthly, and then can earn up to 6,758 euros. Now annually wise, if you see, the RN there earns 46,132 and can go up to 81,101. So that also totally depends on your experience and your level of education. And in that, which I have discussed, 3,845, if you are being paid that amount of money, then your total tax will be 23.6% and your net pay will be 76.4%. So in that, you will be paying income tax to the Ireland government, and then pay related social insurance and the universal social charge. So in among all of that, your total tax will be 909 euros, and then your net pay will be 2,936 euros. So that is your take home pay as a RN in Ireland. Now the last country is none other than UK. So in UK, the RN there gets paid in pound. As we all know. So there you can expect the RN earns from 2,910 monthly and can earn up to 4,037 pound monthly wise. Now if you go annually wise, the RN there can earn 34,916 pounds, can earn up to 48,874 pound annually wise. And in that, if you're being paid 2,910, your total tax which you will be paying to the government will be 21.3%, and your net pay will be 78.7%. Now in UK, United Kingdom, you will be paying income tax and your national insurance contribution. So in that, your salary, you will be paying 619 pound to the government, and your net pay will be 2,291 pound. That is your actual take home pay, which you can say that you have earned so far in UK. Now whichever the salary I've discussed so far is the real RN salary of more than 10,000 or 13,000, that exactly do not justify that you will be paid the exact amount, because as I mentioned in my video, that there are certain range from the salary that you will be earning from this to that. So you might be paid in between or more than what I have explained, but this is the kind of wage or a basic salary you can expect to get when you work in certain countries. Now I believe that as a nurse, as an overseas nurse, when you come here, you obviously you feel better that that you are being paid in a good amount, which we never been paid for the extra hours we work, when we do, or when we take an extra shift for someone else or cover for someone else. We never been paid for the extra hours. That doesn't happen here. You will always be paid for the extra hours. You will also be paid for the education or the meetings, whichever you are attending. So in New Zealand, I really like that kind of culture, because your time is precious, right? So I believe that whichever time we are spending, we should be paid for all those hours. But I will also be making a more upcoming videos about the RN process of New Zealand and how you can work here as a registered nurse. But at the moment, there are a lot of things going on which I will cover in my upcoming videos that I believe that you should be aware of, because that is kind of important information you guys are missing out, because now I have lived there and I could tell you, confidently that, this is the things which is going on here in Tivato Ora, which is near Health New Zealand. So there are a lot of things which is going on, which I will be definitely covering in my upcoming vlogs. Just yeah, and that's it for today's video. I hope that this video is really helpful and you can make out something from it, and at least like you can have an idea of which country is best for you to work or pursue your dream. So that is my only purpose. I believe you have liked my video. If you do so, please do not forget to share and subscribe to my channel, so that it gives me a little bit motivation to continue myself in this journey. And thank you so much for your love for my small clips on my Instagram, and I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye bye until then.